I want to introduce to you His Holiness the 12th Tai Situpa, Buddhist Master. We are most honored that you have come all the way from India to be with us and join this pledge for peace, for active peace actually, because peace without action makes no sense. So please, I want you to come here and say some words of wisdom, share some words of wisdom from your background.
Inspiration of Murshid Karimbak, Madam Bridget, and Jonathan and Pierre Shabda Khan. I was invited here by Madam Bridget, and this Universal Sufi Council's initiative is born from the wonderful mind of His Excellency. And here I came because I believe in doing something in the service of humankind as well as all the living creatures on this earth. We pray that beings on this earth and beyond, we say mother sentient beings in the entire space, we want them to be liberated from all limitations, not just suffering, all limitations. Limitation is suffering, whatever kind of limitation it is. That's why people many times end up suffering more after they are able to actually indulge in things that they like very much. And that thing become cause of their suffering. That's why great masters like Saint Francis left the luxury of their family life and did what he did. So here I am. Being with you is great honor, and I have only now 5 minutes. So I have 4 things to tell you. The first thing, what do we have? Second thing, what do we want? Third thing, what do we need? And fourth thing, think about that 3 things. We want a lot. Our desire, greed have no limit. It is self-explanatory how our global weather system is today. It did not come from above or from below. It is outcome of no one but our doing. We, the human beings, are 100% responsible for how this world is right now. No one else. Nobody above, nobody below. Just we, the human beings. And that is because we did not think about what we want. Is that really what we need? And then when we come to realize we already have most of the things that we really need, maybe more than what we need actually. So these two things, what we need and what we have, I think we have to put lots of mind, thought, action into these two things. I think we are able to go to moon, we are able to go to Mars, and we are talking about colonizing them. That is great achievement. I used to be fascinated by one book which was given to me by His Holiness Dalai Lama when I was only 8 years old. And that book was written by Jawaharlal Nehru for his daughter Indira Gandhi. And it is translated in Tibetan and printed in very old-fashioned, we call it oil print. So in Tibetan, it is translated, it is something like letter written by father to daughter. And it had about drawings about universe, planets, galaxies, and above all, very interesting for a little child, dinosaurs. I was fascinated by all of them, all type of dinosaurs. So this way, I was really fascinated when man went to the moon, and that was John F. Kennedy's word, man on the moon. Apollo 13, I remember exactly how it happened. And then we have Mars and all of these, and then interest I lost when I grew up, because my problem for maintaining that interest was we can't take care of our home. Why we are talking about colonizing another place very far away where there is no water, no air, then we can't take care of this place where we are born. Plenty of water, plenty of air, plenty of vegetation, everything's here. So this gave me a very big shock. That shock didn't come in one day. Years went by, then I guess I grew up a little bit through trial and error in my life. So this way, I really sincerely think and believe that we should be happy with our achievement of science and technology. Now we should use that science and technology to take care of this earth, take care of all the living creatures on this earth, and take care of each other, and plan for our next generation. When I was 22 years old, I started my institution. I didn't start it actually. I tried to revive my institution in India. That time, to make a telephone call, I had to walk 6 kilometers and go in a bus or something like that for 3 hours. That's not very long ago. I was 22. Now I'm 65. So now we have everything in our pocket. We should have more time. You know, we can do things that took many months. We can do that in one day. So we should have that 29 day plus every month extra. No, we don't have. We are very busy. When our sister showed us about the bee, I find them fascinating. Having said that, then we are working like a bee, you know, non-stop, 24 hour, non-stop. Even in our sleep, we are working because our little phone is keep on getting messages and everything, texts and everything. So we are working 24 hours. And so this way, we are very busy. And so now we see the relativity in this. We don't have to be Einstein, but we see the relativity. Thanks to him, he gave us the terminology. So in this reality, I am so happy that Universal Sufi Council organized this and invited me together with all of the great persons here. At the same time, I'd like to say a few things, not on behalf of the organizers, but from my own heart. Okay, I'm not a scientist, I'm not an economist, I'm not a politician, but all my life I spent for learning and doing things. So, we talk about lots of things, but there's lots of work to be done. Lots of work. I don't know the human rights or birth rights, these things, I don't know the definitions. But I think water and air and education and justice has to be human right, birthright. Whatever is deeper and more meaningful, it should be that. I'm not saying this that we all have to jump into this. I'm not saying, I'm just putting it into the air so that it will be absorbed by your conscience. And I had maybe wonderful, maybe terrible confirmation of my belief when I was in Greenland. I knew these things from all kinds of sources, but it was confirmation when I was there. The old days, on top of the ice, there used to be lake in the summer because sun melt the ice. But winter time, there used to be a solid ice, no more water. But now, summer and winter, round the year, there is lakes on top of big ice. Ice continent is full of lakes and full of rivers. They don't freeze during the winter, so they carve into the ice. And in the middle of the Greenland, there is mountain. These ices are north side, east side, west side, south side. The valleys into these mountains are like Grand Canyon or bigger. So there is cracks, there is lakes, all kinds of things there beside the melting. So if there is a huge earthquake, the kind of disaster that we will experience is phenomenal. Because entire chunk of this enormous ice, if it slides down into the ocean, north side will not, because there's North Pole, all ice. But east side, west side, and south side, then we will have, I think, we will have a 20 feet tsunami minimum, maybe 100 feet for thousands of miles, not just immediate vicinity. Where does the water go? It has to make a huge devastation before it calms down, beside everything else. So this is what I understood, but this time I saw. Thanks for all of you who organized this particular project, which is actually a Peace Pledge project and Forgiveness and Reconciliation Charter and Thirst for Peace. 1 day of Greenland excess water can give every person on earth 150 liters every day of the 365 days. Yes. And it is not just wasted, it also becoming big problem. Maldives will not be there after a few decades. And many of our coastal cities will be flooded, even without big tsunami disasters. And we can fix these things. We human beings are able to go to Mars, and we are able to make weapons like these huge nuclear bombs can destroy Earth few thousand times. You know, don't you think destroy one time is not enough? Yes, we all did one time, but few thousand times. So I don't understand, but that's my ignorance, I think. There must be greater wisdom in all those things. Otherwise, we are in big, big trouble. So now my point is, if we can do that, then why can't we just use the fresh water, have water for everybody? And as Puja Guruji says, no water, no peace. That's true. Everybody will be bone dry. We will be just a handful of dust. Our body is made out of water, 99%. So this way, so anyway, that's just my opinion. That's just my idea. I sincerely believe in it. I'm going to do something about it. How little it is. It can be very little, but I'm going to do something about it. Otherwise, I will feel very guilty. And now my time is up. Anyway, all of you are perfect person. Not only that, you are perfect. I am perfect. Every human being on this earth, every one of them are perfect. And every living creature on this earth are perfect. And earth, water, fire, air, space, all elements are perfect ultimately. We don't have to do anything about them ultimately. We don't have to worry about anything ultimately. But relatively, we have to worry about everything. Everything's in a mess. So since it is not ultimate, we can do something. If we are ultimately in a big mess, we can't do anything. Because that is ultimate. There's no such thing. So, all the best. Hope is in the ultimate. Action in the relative. World water problem should be solved by the ice, for the ice, of the ice. one last thing. All the spirituality, all the religion, all the ideologies coming from the humanity, of the humanity, for the humanity. So all religions are by the humanity, for the humanity, of the humanity. If it is not beneficial for humanity, it should not exist. It is all for the benefit of humanity. And humanity, I don't mean humans only, all the living creatures. Thank you. All the best.
Thank you so much for this wonderful speech and shared wisdom. And I only can say that, as I confirmed to you before, I will join you in this active peace pilgrimage. So I'm at your service in this, because I feel the urgency, and we have to cope with the relative world. So although in the ultimate dimension everything is perfect, we have to act in this world. Thank you so much for joining us and also your wisdom.